Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Big Will Spotlight. We're gonna discuss movies the Oscars don't care about. We're gonna discuss movies that you care about. So go ahead, get yourself something to eat. Get yourself something to drink. Sit back and relax with your popcorn and your date as we go to Big Will Spotlight with your hosts, Big Will, Dr. Quack, and the important one, Mr. Mayhem.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Dr. Quack Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Quack.
And I'm the important one, Mr. Mayhem, and I'm sorry, God, we got Big Will here, and God.
Sorry about.
God damn ties aren't the strength they used to be.
They're not. But yes, today we are on Big Will's Spotlight. And what's today's movie there, Big Will?
Well, unfortunately, because of the stupid coin flip, we're having to do Ready to Roam.
Ready to Rumble. That's right, folks. The negative star classic. And you see how he feels about this. He feels that great about it. Yes, we're going to be talking about this film, the 2000 film, starring David Arquette in there, Rose McGowan, Oliver Platt.
Sorry, folks. Big Will did send out this movie. I'm going to do something I said I would never do. I have technology here. I'm going to be reviewing the Wikipedia page because I didn't even bother to watch it. I saw it once. I tried to put it in 2 more times, and every time I see that septic truck, I find myself running and screaming into the night. So I'm going to be reviewing the Wikipedia page, while those two who actually watched this god-awful dreck will review the movie.
That's right. Yeah, that was one of the great scenes. French toast dipped in shit.
That's about all you can say about this movie.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, there was some positives in there.
Yes.
I mean, not a lot.
There was a positive to this movie. It had closing credits.
I mean, this wasn't as bad as No Holds Barred, was it?
I think No Holds Barred is actually better for 2 reasons. One, it's shorter, a whole lot shorter, and the girl is prettier than Rose McGowan.
I mean, I will agree on that. Rose McGowan, though, she was a good looker. I mean, she played Sasha, one of the Nitro girls here. So, I mean, she did a good job.
And she's as good a dancer as Kelly Kelly.
Yes, it was pretty bad. Yes, you can see we're getting real here. You know? But let's talk about some of the great characters in this. I mean, Gordy Bowes there, David Arquette, was a guy that just was a big wrestling fan there with Sean Sugar Daddy Duncan over there. Yes. Tweeter, for the guys that don't remember there, over on Varsity Blues. You know, they just wanted to be a professional wrestler. Then they found out their hero, Jimmy King, was losing the title. And they went to that show and they were very sad over it.
Very sad, yes. But
I'm looking here. The director, by the way, of this cinematic celluloid is Brian Robbins, by the way, who Brian Robbins was the director and producer of Varsity Blues. So he went from a halfway decent movie to this.
So I'm going to prevent you from having an aneurysm. What did you think of the movie?
only good points is that Oliver Platt stepped out of his comfort zone of usually playing that shifty politician and made his way into a good comedy for his role, for him, yes.
I think majority of the time Oliver Platt played a secondary character. This was one of his first starring roles that I know of.
I will give it up to Oliver Platt. I do like Oliver Platt. I remember him in The Three Musketeers, the Walt Disney version from 1993 as Porthos. He definitely looks like Porthos, the drunk, happy-go-lucky guy, but he played it very well, very convincing. I've enjoyed Oliver Platt, so even though he had to be in this, he was the one interesting part of the movie because what would Jimmy King do? Well, I would go and shake Jimmy King's hand.
Yep, you can tell he's loving this. Jeez, this is great. But, you know, Jim, he did good. I remember him from Bullworth, and I remember him from Digstown. That was a classic where he played the con man. I loved his roles. This was the first starring role for him. I felt like he did a good job in this. But seriously, Sal Bandini was the best part of this film, in my opinion.
Martin Landau?
Yes.
That was a very good character. He was funny. It was just, there was almost too much slapstick for him and Platt. They're very, very good actors that kind of got stuck in a bad situation, I guess.
And according to Wikipedia, we know how truthful Wikipedia is, by the way. You know, they're just such a vaunted. They're almost as trustworthy as the Facebook, the
fact checkers?
Fact checkers.
Did you edit Wikipedia right now? Is that
I
what you
have
did?
not.
Okay,
I have not.
okay. I just wanted to check.
But apparently, Sal Bandini was supposed to have been targeted after Lou Thez and Stu Hart. I just don't see Stu Hart and Lou Thez walking up to a tree going, "Hey, you want to wrestle?"
You never know that they might have back in the days, you know. But let's talk about Titus St. Clair there. They actually say that he was based off of Eric Bischoff, the executive producer of WCW. He would have played the role himself, but he got fired before the movie came out. So he was the one that escaped this tragedy.
Good job, Eric Bischoff.
Yes, yes.
Nobody else losing a $3.5 million a year job did better getting fired.
That's right. So what was the worst part of the movie for you?
The worst part of the movie was just David Arquette's high-pitched, squealing, overexcited voice.
Well, didn't he do that in Eight-Legged Freaks and
But it was only called for a few times, not throughout the whole thing.
Fair.
This is true. I mean, one of the worst scenes, in my opinion, was when they were celebrating and you're getting to watch Booker T and Mean Gene Okerlund go out there and start dancing. Jungle Boogie. Yeah, that just will be ingrained in my memory and I wish it would go away.
Yeah, here's more useful facts from Wikipedia. 180, 270, 360. I'm all coked up here, brother. Apparently, Chris Canyon, Champagne Canyon, if you remember our review a long time ago from Bash of the Beach 2000.
Oh, yes.
Champagne Canyon, Positively Canyon, was the stunt double for Oliver Platt. And Sugar Shane Helms, Gregory Helms, the Hurricane, was the stunt double for David Arquette. And then, some 3 weeks later, David Arquette doesn't have a stunt double and wins the world title.
Yes, that was real life, art imitating life there on an episode of WCW Thunder. Diamond Dallas Page and David Arquette teamed up to take on Eric Bischoff and Jeff Jarrett, and whoever won was crowned the world champion, and we got to see David Arquette pin Eric Bischoff for the championship.
I need my medicine. I felt myself trying to hang myself.
So what else would you like to say about this movie, Big Will?
This movie, we're going to just simply put, Ready to Rumble?
It wasn't.
I mean, it was about as glamorous as that bedroom scene with David Arquette and Rose McGowan over there. Foreign objects! Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, dude, this was bad. This was so bad. You know.
Oh boy.
Caroline Ray, I will give her credit though, because she started a bunch of great movies before this. I mean, she did a lot as Jimmy King's ex-wife over there, kicking him in the diddly. I mean, I'll never forget that, and the son coming out with the braces. Unbelievable.
I'm going to say this movie has two very negative aspects that it brings to the world. Three, because it brought itself. But it has three very negative aspects it brought to pro wrestling. One, David Arquette, world champion. Even though David Arquette was honorable and donated every single dime that he earned from WCW to the families of Brian Pillman and there was one other family he donated.
Owen Hart, I believe.
Owen Hart. So he did a great thing, even though he's been villainized. So he rightly deserved. You were villainized, but you did a good thing by giving your money away. That's one. That's number 2. And number 3, we get the cinema debut of John Cena.
That's right, folks. Tell them where John Cena was.
He was in the gym, and he was in this movie. So it was art imitating real life.
You could see him there, believe it or not. Yes. You know, but there was a subplot here, and and I like subplots because they always keep me more entertained, it seems, in the main plot. Because you had the father-son relationship where, David Arquette's character did not want to become a cop like the rest of his family, and he wanted to get into pro wrestling. I've seen that in real life with a lot of people where families say, you got to follow the family tradition, and they want to do something else.
I just can't. Okay, I have one other good, nice point in this movie. Chris Owen went on to be in the Shermanator in the American Pie series, was also in this movie. So good job, Sherman. You actually had a career after this movie.
Yep.
As with the rest of the WCW wrestlers in there, it's almost like we got to start playing where are they now?
Who's your favorite wrestler in this movie?
In this movie.
Here, I'll help you. They were listed.
I know, Goldberg's in it, Booker T's in it.
I love that Bam Bam Bigelow was in it.
Bam, Perry Saturn. I'm trying to avoid the phone going off of memory here because, Goldberg I thought was a great wrestler. Billy Kidman was in it. Disco Inferno. Yep, Hot Pants.
They had the greatest country singer of all time, Kurt Hennig, in there too.
Yes.
Sid Vicious was in it also.
And they also had the wrestler that most epitomized this movie, Van Hammer.
That's right. And you also had the Law. He came out there. I will bust you.
And of all the names that we've mentioned, we still haven't even brought up DDP.
Yes. Diamond Dallas Page, the lead star in this movie. He went on to do such great films as The Devil's Rejects, which I'm very happy that he got that role, and he was in Snoop Dogg's Hood of Horrors. Yeah.
Okay, Diamond Dallas Page did a very, very good job in this movie. The problem is you have to sit through 25 minutes of direct to get to his scenes, and again, I couldn't do it. But Diamond Dallas Page did a really good job. It showed his range. It showed he's more than just DDP. He's more than just DDP yoga. He actually is a very talented man, so good job being the one redeeming part of this movie of why it hasn't been set on fire.
And we should just talk about the finish now. I think that's where we need to go here, the finish. The Triple Cage of Doom, where they had to climb up 3 different cages to get the World Championship. Jimmy King taking on Diamond Dallas Page. Yes, as the...
Don't look, little mayhem, don't look.
We got to see an appearance from Sting there. I was very happy to see that.
Sting was in it. I would have to take back everything. There we go. Sting was like always there for me as a kid.
And he punched David Arquette and Scott Can.
Okay, Sting's crop is rising.
Yes.
See? He punched them both. And we all know the famous saying, a diamond upside down is a pussy. Greatest lines in this movie, yes. It was a shit movie, but it had some pretty good lines in it. I laughed so hard at it.
So you're saying it's so bad it's good?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's not My Name is Bruce. That is one of the worst movies. Check that out on your own.
Yeah, didn't you write a review about that movie, My Name is Bruce?
With Bruce Campbell in it?
But my name's not Bruce.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Oh, God. Yes, that movie was so bad, me and my mother used to trade it off as Christmas gifts every year. It was bad. But, yeah, that was an okay movie, an okay finish. Everybody was happy at the end. Jimmy King ended up winning the title back, and they got rid of Titus O'Neil, so that was kind of a feel-good ending.
Well, we do want to get rid of Titus O'Neil, but he didn't slip and fall. It was Titus Sinclair.
Oh, Titus Sinclair, sorry. Titus O'Neil did slip and fall, my fault.
So it's okay. It's okay. At least Titus O'Neil had more talent.
Yes.
He's actually survived it. Well, no. Joe Pantoliano went on to do some good movies. He was in The Fugitive. We're gonna look his name up. I've got it here. Joe Pantoliano. Let's look at his film
Bad
career.
Boys.
You can tell the
Yeah.
important one loved this movie so much.
That we had to find other movies to talk about.
Yeah, let's start from 2000 because that's when this god awful abomination started.
Bad Boys.
Well, no, Pluto Nash. I'm sorry, he's
Oh.
already failing. But Bad Boys 2, Daredevil, Larry the Cable Guy and Health Inspector, Wedding Days, The Job, Falling Up, Perry Jackson and the Olympians. Oh my God, he didn't do very well afterwards at all. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry I brought these things to your attention.
So you gave the wrestler a 4.5-star rating last time, I believe.
Yes.
Correct? What would you give this movie out of 5 stars here? We're using the regular scale. We're not using the Meltzer scale.
Well, just because of that high-pitched voice that David Arquette put out there so much during this movie, it's down there at. I don't even want to give it a 2, but it's going to get a 2.
A 2 stars rating. Okay. Would you recommend this movie to somebody who has not seen professional wrestling?
No, because it does not.
He got threatened. You see that, right?
No, it would not be a movie to recommend to people who would want to go into wrestling because it was like a last-ditch effort to have people believe that wrestling's real.
Yes. In a sport that is considered choreographed and scripted, it truly just brought out the worst. It exposed the business, as Jim Cornette would say, and I totally agree with it. It is that bad. It should not have been made. But I get it. It's a cash cow, and wrestling was popular at the time.
If you want to see something where they make fun of rednecks who think wrestling is real, watch South Park's WTF Wrestling Takedown Federation. It's only 30 minutes long, and it's a whole lot better than this hour and 48-minute movie.
So what do you give it there, the important one over here?
Because it does have a couple of redeeming qualities. It has closing credits, and Oliver Platt did a good job, and Diamond Dallas Page did a good job, and that it was David Arquette did the honorable thing after the movie. That's 4 quarter stars to bring it up to 1 star.
So he gave it 1, he gave it 2. I'm going to go a little higher. I'm going to give it 2.5 because I feel like it was a solid movie. I like the plot of it. I loved Oliver Platt's role in it. That's what really did it well, I think. Everything else kind of sucked. David Arquette really did not do a great job. Tweeter over there, he did enough to make it passable. But yeah, I'm going to go 2.5.
I'm in a wood chair. You want to hit him with yours?
I'll throw him out of his chair. The only problem is his back is broke. I don't want to hurt him anymore.
Yeah, let's not kill me. 26, let me get that correct, on Rotten Tomatoes. It was not really reviewed well. I'm giving it a little high because of nostalgia, I guess. But that's how we feel about it. So anything else you want to say to the crowd about this film?
Run! Don't look at it! Wear the special safety glasses! Sorry.
It's perfectly fine. It's
You know
all
how
good.
he feels, folks.
It's just like French toast dipped in shit.
All right, so that's our...
That covers everything right there. I want to shake your hand for saying it the best way possible.
Yes, thank you, sir. That's our review on Ready to Rumble. What is coming up next, Big Will?
Well, we are going to skip over Fighting with My Family right now. We're just going to go and review Terminator 2 for the next one.
Whoa, we're not even going to review Fighting with My Family. We're
Not yet. We're going to hold off on that one.
Yes, because right now, Terminator 2, we took a poll, and it is won. It has got out there, and it has won this whole matchup. It had a great,
It did. And the reason we put that in the poll, we're not just reviewing movies related about wrestling because we'd be done at 6. So we had to include people who have been involved in the wrestling community. And though Arnold Schwarzenegger never wrestled, he is in the WWE Hall of Fame. Therefore, that's how Terminator 2 got put into the list.
Yeah, so there, we get Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I love that movie.
So now we get a movie where I don't have to... You know, I was running low on medication. Xanax is expensive, folks.
Look, just be thankful we're not doing Kindergarten Cop. But that's the show,
Hey,
folks.
hey, that's home for me. Kindergarten Cop is not that horrible. It's just not great.
There we go, folks. All right.
Again, French toast dipped in shit.
And you hear that. I'm your host, Dr. Quack.
I'm the important one, Mayhem. Thank you again, Big Will, for showing up today to review this thing.
Yeah.
God help us all.
That thank God's over.
Yeah. Play us out. Play us out.
Foreign objects!